Aloha, this is Neil Strasberg. Welcome to the Anxiety Coach. Please help us help you by interacting with this channel, whether that means thumbs up, thumbs down, writing comments, asking questions. We'd like to engage you. So today I want to talk about something interesting. If I was doing a PhD, I would do it on this thesis. I believe that there's a thread that ties all of us together, and for each one of us, our entire lives from beginning to end. And it may sound dark or negative, but it is not. It is a point of discovery, we'll call it that. I'm going to give it a big scale. Instead of 1 to 100, how about 1 down here and 1,000 up here? And that is one word, and it is loss. To give you an example of what a 1 might be, let's say when I was a kid, we chewed Juicy Fruit gum. It was like bursting with flavor, and it just wore off in like 3 minutes or something like that. It's not important in my life, but at the moment I'm enjoying it. When that flavor is gone and it hits me, it's gone. This piece of gum is worthless. Most people don't consider that a loss, but it is. I was having a certain feeling, having a certain enjoyment, and now it's just gone, and you have to deal with the feelings of a hollowness or an emptiness. And I know it sounds silly to illustrate with gum, but I was trying to think of something that would be a 1. And we're going to go straight to 1,000 and see how we do with that. 1,000 would be probably losing a child, maybe even witnessing it, maybe feeling responsible for it. I mean, the worst of the worst. So I don't know if some of you can see the thread in between, but why don't we go down from losing a child to losing a loved one that isn't your child. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go so dark, but accidents, deaths, these are on the higher. Now the everyday is things like, on the larger side, not every day, these are every few years, a loss of a job, breakup of a relationship. Divorce is a huge one. Custody of kids, people moving in and out of your home. This is a big one lately. Binge watching. So this one is lower on the scale, but we experience it. This is a good one to illustrate. With binge watching, we start to really identify, maybe even in an addictive way, with a character or a show. And in the bigger scope, when the entire series is over, I discuss this with my nephew all the time. We feel a loss, as if our friend is now gone. Someone we spent weeks with or months with is now not in our lives. And then on a shorter scale is, if you're not binge watching, or maybe you are, but a show that is current and you only have 12 or 13 episodes and now you have to wait a whole year, you feel a smaller loss. You know that there'll be something for you next year, but it's over right now. And some people even on a smaller, in one night, whether it's 1, 2, 3, however many episodes, when it's over, you're identifying with that, you're being with those people, and that story is over. So loss is anything we experience that feels empty or hollow, or we feel this pull where we wish we still were there. We still wish we had it. And this happens continually in our lives. And we push it under, and we gloss it over, and we drown it out with loud music and alcohol and weed and drugs. And for me, it's talking. I'm a compulsive talker. And although this format is great for me, part of that is to drown out certain negative voices or difficult feelings. We run away from these feelings. So the idea of this episode is to wake us up to the fact that in our lives every day, maybe even every few minutes, it's possible we experience these little pings of loss into major life losses that may only happen one time, things like losing a parent, that are absolutely going to happen. A divorce or an accident isn't necessarily going to happen, but like the loss of a parent, for most of us, is definitely going to happen. The loss of pets every 12 to 15 years, 20 if you're lucky, but that is, in my opinion, a healthy place to grieve, allow emotions, and to move through the loss so that we know how to handle it. So when the big one comes, a human that's close to you, and you have to learn to live in a world where they don't exist anymore, it's not the same as a pet, but you will have felt these types of emotions and moved through them, and you'll say, okay, I know what this is. I know what this feels like. And to allow yourself, and this is really tough, especially for you men out there, if you got to cry, if you got to scream, whatever you got to do to allow the feelings and move through and release them. So loss as a thread through our lives. I believe I talk about these underlying feelings beneath anxiety, depression, PTSD. I think that loss is in there in the mix, and a huge part of these mood disorders is the disorders are a symptom of being unable to deal with these feelings. And by human nature, it's difficult. Some of us do it better, some avoid. I'm, guilty of a lifetime of running away from these feelings. And I definitely have an addictive personality, and still working on it. I'll be working on it till the day I die. So we're running long, but I thought it was important. Thank you so much for hearing me out. This is a heavy one. We'll probably visit, and I'll try to hit some lighter points to it. So please interact and communicate with us. Leave commentary, questions. I'd like to remind you, as always, to be healthy, happy, whole, and helpful. You have everything you need inside of you right now. So let me inspire you. Let me encourage you to do something that feels empowering today. I'm Neil Strasberg. Thank you so much for watching The Anxiety Coach. We'll see you soon.